Alright, hello there. I am Puppo1, and this is AOS Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, Show 9A, and we're getting ready to start the third 5th by chance qualifier for the Absolute Division. In the previous video, the video ended up going over 40 something minutes because I started talking about what I would do if I were creating a MMO game or whatever like that with action combat and stuff like that, with with the fantasy and weapon, sword and shield and spell and abilities and stuff like that. And it went on for quite a while, myself the game as I talk or whatever like that. And yeah, it went on for too long. I didn't get to start the actual match until the finals, until 32 minutes, which is a while. So I was probably ranting for a good 10 or something like that. But that was my bad or whatever. Yeah. I was just talking about how with RPGs, or not RPGs, my bad, but with MMOs with action combat and stuff like that, instead of doing the whole you can level up your abilities and they do more damage and whatnot that way. I would have it where it don't necessarily, you don't level up damage, but you get new abilities that do different types of attacks. Because what's the point of leveling up a certain type of attack to make it do more damage or this or that when it's not that useful and you're still not being able to use it as effectively as you're trying to, and stuff like that. Let's see, who is Mossman, so we could go this way to find him. Alright, we got, make sure we got all the right people. Yep, we got the right people. Let's see, show the moveset and stuff like that, because let's say hypothetically attack is not landed, will leveling it up and giving it more damage make it better? Or will having variations when you level up, you get different variation of it, make it better? You can have a fireball that you shoot out, instead of regular size fireball, you shoot out a giant one, and that does slightly less damage because it's a giant fireball, and because the blast radius is better. It's better. It's more likely to hit because it's a giant fireball instead of a little small one. So you have to always have anything that has a strength has to have a weakness to me and stuff like that in video games to keep it balanced. It can't just be all strength. And if it is just mostly all strength, it has to be balanced and stuff like that. Still has to be balanced. Here are the rules or whatnot, and let's set it up. And the last qualifier was pretty good. So we have pinfall turned on, TKO is turned on, quick match is turned off, time decision is turned on, interference is turned off. This is blood stoppage. Rope breaks are turned off. Give up is turned on. We have false count anywhere. We can get started right after we make sure it's on the hardest difficulty. Alright, let's start. Yeah, so that sort of thing and stuff like that. And also with MMO stuff like that, leveling up your health should be the only thing that really goes up, because it makes it good. Nice drop kick, nice running drop kick by Brody. It makes it interesting because for one, what I was gonna say, what was the first thing I was gonna say? For one, when you let's say you're a level 5 or I don't know, a level 10, and you run into a group of level 5s or 3s or something like that. Normally you're automatically at normally you're both at disadvantages. one, you're at a disadvantage because it's more of them than you, and they're at a disadvantage because normally your attacks automatically do a way lot more damage and stuff like that. Now, I don't mind that with anime and shit like that. You know, like when you're watching like the different like TV shows and stuff like that, and like they do like a huge amount of damage because you know how they do with the animations and stuff like that. This guy is like a level 10 or 50 or something, and they're level 5s, and he just hurted them and stuff like that. Even though it makes zero sense, but like I don't mind seeing that with that because you know automatically they're gonna make the combat seem better than what it is, even if he does just destroy all of them by himself. But like I would like the battles to still go longer. So like the battles with the 5 people versus the one, they'll still go on for a longer period of time because like he has a ton of health and they don't. But like they still have to use strategy because he has attacks that they never seen before, and then if they're way lower than him in level, he basically know like what type of attacks they could possibly have and stuff like that. Like he may not know what items they have because you can still find items ranked higher than you and stuff like that. And I also never understood that with certain games. Like you have to be a certain level to walk around with a certain type of weapon or armor set or something like that. That shit always used to be weird. Cause like I never liked those type of games because like what the fuck does it matter what level I am? I got this. It's a sword. You tell me I can't lift a sword or I can't have a sword because it's at a higher level than what I am and stuff like that. Like that makes zero sense. Or you have to be at a certain level to like wield it or something. Like it's a sword. I can still use basic chopping and stabbing techniques with a damn sword, no matter what level I am. You know, you can slash and you can stab. You know, this match may be over while I'm talking about this stuff. The jackhammer. Well, on here it's called a sledgehammer. I think his version of it is called a sledgehammer. Bruiser Brody is winning this match. Yeah, but like that's the sort of thing I was talking about with that stuff and whatever like that because like make the combat better. Don't just make it all this other stuff because like I be watching like certain stuff with RPGs and other games and stuff like that, and I truly do not understand like why do a motherfucker need to have 10,000 or 100,000 health? Like I do not understand that whatsoever. Like, oh, this is finna be over. Oh yeah, he tries to finish the match with the knee stuff. I don't know why the heck he didn't go for the sledgehammer again. Well, he got the victory no matter what if it goes to time decision. Whatever like that. I thought he was going to do the sledgehammer again and just finish off the match. But like, some characters have it where they have it where, like, when you saw before with, who was it? Stan Hansen, you kept seeing him go for the Western Lariat, the running version, when he hits the ropes and stuff like that. Where his opponent hits the ropes and he hits the ropes, you kept seeing him go for that to try to end the match. But like, for the most part, that's how they're gonna try to, if they can, end the match and stuff like that with the type of finisher or whatever move they have as they go to for ending the match. Because on here with the AI logic, you can pick whatever move is your favorite move for like ending the match or whatever like that. Some of them got strong attacks that they like to use to end the match. Like what's his name? Simi Shilk. On this game, the check hook is what he likes to end the match with. That's his go-to for ending the match. So he'll pick you up and he'll just keep on hitting you with your check hook over and over again until he knocks you out or whatever with it. Alright, time for the next match. Once again, congratulations. And yeah, I know I'm talking through the matches and I'm not doing commentary and stuff like that. But yeah, like I was saying with the MMOs and stuff like that, like I do not understand certain things that certain games have and stuff like that, because like it makes no sense to have the health bar go up that high with like 10 or 50 or 100,000 in health and stuff like that. And like they also make it so that like one person can fight like 10 people and stuff like that. And like, like it's, well, the thing is like everybody's capable of doing the same shit, but like it still doesn't change it from being like becoming like, to me, like leveling up for the sake of leveling up and make your attacks powerful by just leveling up. Because like, a lot of people do that. Well, everybody's capable of doing it, but like I just don't like the fact that like it's not really skill. Well, even though some of them do have skill because they figure out various combinations with abilities and attacks to make what they're doing even better than what it normally would be and stuff like that. But like, it does take skill. I'm not saying it doesn't take skill, but like, it's like it's turning your competition or the people who you should be able to like fight normally into NPCs and shit almost. Or at least that's what it feels like to me with that stuff. Because being able to like just walk up because somebody is a lower level than you and just end them with like one or two attacks because they're level 1 or level 5 and you're level 10 or 25 or whatever the heck your level would be. It makes opponents seem like NPCs and like this, and like also that turns a lot of people off of games and stuff like that because they feel like I don't even get a chance just because he's such a high level. Even though like 9 times out of 10 you don't really have a chance anyway because he been at such a high level means he has more experience in the game, and like you unlock more shit the more experience you got. He probably found better equipment than you with the gear and shit, with the weapons and armor and stuff like that. But like you can still have a chance, like, because like you could have the lowest stats possible with like single player games, and you can still have a chance with actual combat against a boss character. I'm not sure so much about like turn-based games, but I know with action combat you don't even have to be as powerful as the boss character because you never are, and you can still have a chance against them if they don't have like those stupid ass one-shot abilities that you see with like the Dark Souls and a lot of other games. I never understood one-shotting a motherfucker just for the sake of one-shotting somebody. Like that shit never made sense to me with video games. I get that it's the boss character and stuff like that, but what's the point of me leveling up my health if it at the end of the day it doesn't matter when I go against you? Like, what's the point of that, being able to level up if it doesn't matter, So like that's what I feel about just level up to win and shit like that. Level up to win is just, it's the same thing as going against an AI that's like a bullet sponge, because that's what you become with that type of stuff, or it makes PvP seem more like PvE or whatever like that, computer versus enemy AI and stuff. That's what it makes it become and stuff. Alright, this match may be over, or at least Mal Mascaras has won. Yeah. A domino stretch. So yeah, I just want to finish talking about that, and I guess I'll just talk about it during the match or wherever like that instead of talking about it after everything is done or wherever. Because to me, like the whole point of PvP is to have fun with the gameplay in the first place. You know, like the whole point of player versus player is, well, some people is not competitive and stuff like that. You can use PvP to make your party bigger with certain type of games. Like if you're in a mutual agreement, y'all can use that to like conquer dungeons together. But like to be like, if you like to just be competitive and stuff, that's what helps you with that, with the competitiveness and stuff. But that's also another thing with the I'm gonna just talk a quick second. Like AI for video games, that's another thing. Like if a game is single player, not all not all enemy AI should be freaking like difficult to defeat, but you know, the ones that should be difficult, they should have some sort of intelligence to them, as in like the way they fight you and stuff like that. I know AI stands for artificial intelligence, but I'm talking about as far as like tactical knowledge and stuff like that, or just their abilities and like the way they defend against you. Instead of just, you know, they got a huge amount of health, so it's gonna take you a bunch of attacks to defeat them. But like, if it's easy as heck to land attacks on them, then are they really like, you know, a hard AI to beat, or do they just take a long ass time to beat? Because taking a long time to defeat an enemy AI, it it may be fun to some people, but it's just annoying to me. Like if I could just do the same attack over and over again, the AI is never gonna learn to dodge it or block it or counter it at all. So like, I rather the AI, instead of being like a bullet sponge, they could freaking like fight better or whatever like that, or give them more attacks and abilities to use and stuff like that. But also, uh, enemy AI is not difficult to beat because it can one shot you. No, that's a overpowered AI for the simple fact of being overpowered. No enemy should ever just be able to one shot you. That's why I don't really care too much for games that are similar to Dark Souls and shit like that, because like that's what they always give, like the most difficult AI and shit, or the most difficult enemy boss and shit like that. They always give them the ability to one shot you with certain attacks, and like that shit is just, that's trash, man. Like the fuck is going on with it? Like, cause like they they take so much damage. They damage sponges where like you gotta hit them with like, you can hit them with your most powerful attack, and like your most powerful attack is probably gonna do probably a tenth of their health. And then you have certain motherfuckers that not only does your strongest attack only take away like a tenth of their health, but they regenerate health. Like, what kind of shit is that? Why is he healing? Why he can regenerate health, and then I can't even take off like a quarter of his health with my best attack? Like, what the? How does that make sense? He can regen, and like it turns a match. It turns a battle that's supposed to be like 3 minutes to complete into like 10 minutes and stuff like that, and like, or 15 minutes, and like it makes zero sense because it doesn't make them smarter or nothing like that. It just makes them able to end you quicker or better, while being able to make the fight last longer because you got to attack them so many times. Alright, I'm going to stop talking about all things with video games or other types of video games and enjoy the finals. You know what? I'm going to do the commentary. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I said I was going to wait, but I'm going to do commentary for the finals because this should be a good match. They both dominated their opponents to get here, so let's see how this goes. Irish Whisk by Mill. Alright. Tie up. Double axe handle to the back by Brody. Brody with shin breaker. Counter arm breaker by Mill. One arm scoop slam by, or one-handed scoop slam I should say, by Brody. Nice knee lift by Brody. Headlock punch by Mill. One-handed scoop slam by Brody. He picks him up. Big boot by Brody. Knocks him down again. They're hitting some strikes on each other. Back tight by Mill into the inverted atomic drop. Or is that the atomic drop? I think yeah, because the other way is the Manhattan drop. Yeah, that's what it used to be called before that became the inverted atomic drop. So atomic drop. Drop kick by by Brody. Forearm to the back by Brody. They're in a test of strength. Brody's getting the better of it. They rise back up. And cruiserweight takedown by Mill. Or a cruiserweight arm drag, I should say. Scoop slam by Mill. Brody takes the back, and then he goes for another forearm smash to the back. 3-point stance tackle by Brody. Arm wrench into a elbow smash by Brody. Uh-oh. He's finna go for the sledgehammer, and it's pretty early. But let's see if he gets a good 2 count. 1, 2, close 2 count. You can tell it's close because the way the opponent gets back up afterwards. Well, that tends to happen no matter what. If you hit a finisher, they'll get up slow like that. It could be in a 1 count, and he'll still get up like that, you know? Yeah. That was a good 2 count. So what I mean by, because like I'm gonna be doing commentary when we get to show B. So like, nice sprint shin breaker by Brody is like knees to the leg by Brody. When we get to the show B and stuff like that, what I mean by I'm gonna be doing commentary is like basically we're gonna turn off the music, the background music, which is the BGM or whatever. That's what that stands for, background music or whatever like that. And that way we only hear like the attacks being thrown by the opponents or by the competitors in the match. And then I can do commentary, because like with the sound up, you can't really hear what I'm saying if I'm trying to do commentary with the sound up, because the background music and stuff like that. Yeah. And the only reason I'm going to start back at doing commentary again is nice snapmare, is because like I get bored of shit to sit here just waiting for the match to end and stuff like that. I'd rather do commentary than wait on the match to end. Nice throw from off the top rope. Brought him down. Oh, he got his finisher. Arm wrench into elbow smash. He's going to pick him up. Oh man, that's not going to be a 3. Especially that early in the match. See, it's because it was his finisher that they get up slowly. I'm going to get up slowly. Like I said, even if it is a 1 count. Nice counter arm breaker. Running elbow drop. The match is over and Bruiser Brody wins. And he moves on to the fifth spot chance at show 9C. Alright, congrats to him. Alright, so we will have the final 5th spot chance qualifier. Hey buddy. And that'll be the last of show 9A. Then we'll be able to move on to show 9C. Alright, so let's move this up here to this. And don't get what I say when I talk about the stuff that I think with video games and stuff like that. I know like the stuff I'm saying like takes more patience and time and game development, and like it's hard to get the type of stuff I'm saying that should be used for like a MMO action combat game better, or to make it like the gameplay better or whatever like that, or make like PvP better and shit like that, and even PvE better, you know. Like I get that like that'll be like hard to like implement into like games and stuff like that, but like to me it's a better experience no matter if you've been playing since day one or you're new to the game, because like that's what makes fighting games good, or any type of game like sports games and stuff like that. That's what makes them good to me for the most part. Even though like 2K is starting to be micromanagement and I said micromanagement or microtransactions and shit like that with the basketball and shit like that, and like they don't really improve when they go from one to the next game every year and shit like that, because like it's just slight differences with the game, and like after so many years, after like 5 years, the graphics do look slightly better, but like they don't look way better year after year. It looks the same to me for the most part with most graphics and shit like that, you know, because you can look at Madden 20 or whatever the heck it's called, or I forget how they even say it. Well, you could look at the game from 2020 and you could look at the game that just came out, and like the graphics ain't all that freaking different to me. Or with the NBA 2Ks and shit like that, the graphics ain't that much better or different and shit like that, you know. Neither is the gameplay. The actual gameplay with like the way the controls feel, they still feel like it's just that the newer teams are on the game, like the newer rosters are on the game with like, you know, the changes they make to the teams, no matter through like the draft or trades or whatever the heck is going on, you know. And that's why I don't understand why WWE started doing that with their 2Ks and shit like that, because like, yo, all this DLC shit is just redundant to me with WWE 2K, because like why the fuck, like you have everybody from NXT on the roster, and like we know damn well the people who are going to be on the game are the people on the roster, and like you're always giving the characters who you put on the game moves that they don't even use in their actual matches when you watch them on TV. So like, what's the problem with adding the characters that you would put on DC and put them already on the game and stuff like that? What is the problem with that? That's what I don't understand. You know? And they barely put any of the like unless you're like on the main roster or you one of their stars, they'll give you some of your moves that you used to use before you got to WWE. If you have like came from a different promotion or you used to wrestle on the indies or something like that, they'll give you some of those moves if you're that high up on the card. But like 9 times out of 10, they just throw a bunch of shit that you may or may not use before in matches, you know. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about all things with everything. All right, it went 30 minutes because I talked during the match instead of letting the match just record. So that's on me. That's on me. But at least it was another 46-minute match, 46-minute video like the last one. All right, to the next one. Hope you enjoy it later. Oh wait, these will be the final four for the last qualifier. Yeah, I didn't do the custom robo because I don't even know what part I am. I think I'm on like part 5 or 6 or 7, but I don't know for sure, so I'm not gonna do that with that. And plus, when I go back on, when I turn back on my phone or whatever like that, I'm basically gonna be on there on YouTube or probably watch that movie I found. Yeah, I'll probably watch that movie that I found. I forget what it's called. It's on my bookmarks on my what's the name? On my Google Chrome on the bookmarks. Yeah, what the movie's called. Yeah. But what's the movie I recently watched that was good? I watched something called Clean. That was a good little drama action movie. Yeah. It was kind of similar to John Wick or whatever like that. It was kind of similar to that. In certain aspects, it's similar to John Wick. I just did not like the fact that like this nigga went to super detail with making his gun. Like he made a shotgun, but he cut off part of the stock and other things and shit to like make it like shoot better and like quieter and make it like quicker and shit like that. Cause like it was a regular like I think it was like a regular like 12 gauge pump shotgun, but like he made the muzzle different and he what was the other thing? He shorted the barrel. He put something on it for the muzzle or whatever like that. He cut down the stock. So he basically turned pump action 12 gauge into like well not to saw off because it's not similar to a saw, but like he made it lighter to be able to carry around better. But he turned it into almost like a combat shotgun, you know, where you could fire it quicker and like it's easier to carry and stuff like that. The movie was called Clean, but I don't like how he did all this extra shit with that and his melee weapons and all this other shit. But like as far as his armor, he just pulled on a regular vest. I was like, yo, like motherfucker, like yo, like cause I'm used to watching like shows like Burn Notice and shit like that, and I know that you could do way more than that with your fucking armor, with your body armor and shit like that. Like nigga, like yeah, you gonna make your weapons deadly as possible, but you're not gonna make it impossible for you to at least die from like gunshot wounds to the body and shit. Like, cause like he looked like he was gonna, he was like, all right, I'm just gonna put on this bulletproof vest, and now I'm ready to go. I'm like, my nigga, like you know you get shot in the arms and legs and everything like that. You finna go against an army of mafia type people or mob people and shit like that. There's an army of them. You need more than just your vest, and now you're ready to go. Like, could do something about your pants or something like that. Like the only bodysuit or armor I think you should ever try to use when going against a army of people is like if you never seen the movie Rampage, it was yeah. Even though I hate that I enjoyed it because it was a movie about mass shooting. I'm not talking about Rampage as far as like that movie with the Rock and the gorilla and shit like that. I'm talking about it's a movie called Rampage, and it was about you know, a mass shooter. You know, the people who just kill a bunch of people at random for no reason and shit like that. Except for I'm just glad this shit was fiction, but like the way he went about it is like, oh man, like you gotta watch the movie, but like a brief summary of how he starts the murder and shit like that, like, one, he's got his armor suit with like the little armor plates thing, so like when they shoot him, it just reflects off him because he got the little armor plated suit or whatever like that. So like he's basically dressed like similar to like what a flak jacket is or whatever like that, but like with more armor on it instead of just being, able to walk through fire and shit like that. They use like the flak jacket things for like bomb detection and shit like that. That'll help you with like people who try to defuse the bombs and shit. I think what they wear is called flak jacket. A flak jacket, but I may be wrong about that. But like yeah, it's like that except for it's for bullets instead of for like explosions and shit like that. Like armor little plates and like, cause and like it's in like some little small town and shit like, and like for the most part small towns they don't have access immediately to like the people with the assault rifles and the fucking this and that, or like their own like private SWAT team with the snipers and shit like that. So he basically has to worry about buckshot from shotguns and 9mm bullets from the Glocks, the handguns or whatever that the police are utilizing and shit like that. So he just got good enough body armor and he just taking fools out. Ugh. Now, I don't know, it was like a piece of hair or something. It just made me cough just now. You know how that got in my mouth? Probably came from my mustache or something. But yeah, like the way he starts everything out, and like he got like he don't got an assault rifle, but he got like some type of submachine guns, and he also has handguns and a combat knife. But the way you start this shit off, he's like a mechanic and like he's like smart as shit with stuff because like he created like a remote control and he put it on this like van or whatever, and like he was like, and like he took him a while to like make it because like he was going through all this shit creating everything, and like the thing is he had a remote control van and it had barrels of some type of flammable liquid in the back, so it had those giant not keg, but like I was saying, like the barrels of shit sitting in the back, and like I guess it was like gas of some kind or oil or something, and like he drove this shit into the police station, and then through the police station's front door, cause it's like a little small town. And then he just exploded that shit right there in the middle of the police station, killing the majority of the police force. So now only people who are going to be able to stop him in this little small town, it's not that small of a town, but like they probably have a population at least like 10,000 or 50,000 or some shit like that. So it's a small town, but it's not a very small town. But like the local police station, well, it probably was like 10,000. Yeah, my bad. Probably like 10,000 people or something like that. It was like he exploded the police station, and then like only people who can fuck with him now are local law enforcement, because he blew up the precinct. But like, what I mean by local law enforcement, I'm talking about whoever is on call right now, like the beat cops who's actually out there and shit, just driving around and shit. And like with small towns, they only have so many of them motherfuckers driving around in their town and shit. So they probably got like, there's probably like 20, if not 50 cops out there. You already know they in packs of 2 or some shit like that. Or probably even less than that. But like, it's 2 people per car. So like, if 10 cars show up, that's 20 cops and shit like that out there on the beat. And like, with small towns, they're not used to the shit that you see in the big cities with the robberies and with the armed robberies with assault rifles and shotguns and shit. So like, they basically got the shotgun in the trunk and they carry around their pistols or whatever like that. They got whatever handgun they're using. And like if they do have the backup, everybody got a backup and is using a revolver or something. But like that's how well, that's not how the movie starts out, but like when it gets to that part, I was like, yo, like this motherfucker was overly creative what he did. And he actually gets away with it, and there's a part two and there's a part three. He just massacring motherfuckers. And like it was I was like, I wish I would have had enjoyed it. Only reason I enjoyed it because like the way he got away with it. You know, and like this nigga was killing people at random. It wasn't like a school shooter movie. He was killing people at random. And then the reason for he doing it, he tells you at the very end of the movie. It was kind of interesting, you know. I hate saying I enjoyed it, but I did enjoy it. I was like, what the fuck? Cause like you never seen one where it actually made sense and they actually get away with what the fuck they're doing, and like I didn't enjoy it for the aspect of him murdering people. I enjoyed it for the aspect of like, yo, like it seemed like realistic as far as like they took the proper steps to make the movie to make it seem like this is how you would get away with it. Like similar, it was quite similar to that one movie I watched where like, you know, like I forget what's the name of it, but like I think basically what happens is like, you know, the stock market crash or whatever like that, and like this guy, his like the guy who does his stocks or whatever like that, he just tells him like you lost everything and sorry and this, that, the other, and like this nigga leaving to go on vacation somewhere because you know like they trade the stocks and shit like that, and like the guy who's supposed to be managing his shit, he didn't trade his stocks, but he traded everything else. So like he lost money, but you know the stock guy didn't lose no motherfucking money at all. So like you lose everything, they keep everything, and like do have like the shit that goes with his house and everything else into all this. So what dude does is he goes up there and he just fucking attacks the whole fucking stock the office building or whatever like that. He kills the guy and he even gets away with it because when the police gets there or whatever like that, the police and the paramedics and everything, when they get there, they notice him and they recognize who he is, but he's dressed up like he works there, you know, in a suit and everything else. But they realize because like that's their friend, and they just let him walk past because he lost everything. He lost his house, his family, everything because of the fucking shit crash and stuff like that. I think his wife or somebody had passed away. No, I think it was just him and a wife, and she passed away, and she was like terminally ill or something. So like, I fuck with the medical bills to help keep her alive and shit like that. You know, I forget. Yeah. So until next video. Hope you enjoy it later. And sorry about all that other shit. And like, share, subscribe. And yeah, the movie's called Rampage. I should have missed it. Well, it's whatever, man. And when people talk about that shit with like kids do this, that, and the other, and like you should influence this, that, and the other, like whatever, motherfucker. Like if people can't handle certain shit, they need to not have access to certain shit. You know, that's why I feel stuff like that. But like, yeah, but like to each their own, and like God bless us all, every single one. I'm not saying that through like any particular religion or anything like that. Whatever you believe in, and stuff like that. If you're atheist, you can be an atheist. Like, shit is skeptical, but like, I have my reasons for believing and stuff like that. And to each their own, if you do or don't believe. And to the next one later. And like, share, subscribe if you feel up to it.